Hello everyone, it's Matt Jackson over here in Spangdahlem, Germany. Today is February 9th already, if you can believe it. And today I'll be continuing to talk about my resource management plan titled To Defend an Icon. I'm going to jump into the vision statement here really quick. That is to develop an ongoing series of efforts that safeguards the vitality and health of the Pacific salmon and its ecosystems as found throughout the Green and Duwamish watershed. If you remember from previous presentations, I was originally focusing on the Pacific salmon species as a whole, but I've decided to refine that focus to their exposure to specifically the Green and Duwamish watershed, which is found in the King County of Washington State. So talking about some alternative management plans here, we've got three pointed out. Alternative A is a natural course kind of concept. This is to really go ahead and limit all forms of human interaction with this watershed area. First things first, limiting recreation, so limiting hiking trails, limiting fishing, limiting all things that humans can get involved in for fun, but also limiting all things that humans can do to help restore and help sustain this space. This is the idea that nature will kind of take its course, that nature will recover on its own and heal itself without human aid. Alternative B, we're talking about same things. We're talking about limiting human interaction in terms of recreation, but getting involved with chemical, fire, and mechanical assets to focus on rehabilitation and kind of help nature along a little bit. Alternative C is really the complete opposite. It's talking about getting in and actually developing new spaces for recreation and increasing human involvement in the area. So new hiking trails, new places to go fishing, paved areas to get boats in the water, things of that nature. All three, I think, really have their merits, but my goal for this project will be to focus on alternative B. I think that the space does require some limitation when it comes to human involvement, but however, it also requires some help in getting things stabilized. I think that it's a little bit unreasonable to completely close the space off to all forms of human involvement. People are going to get in there even if you were to quote-unquote close the borders, and so I think to stem that, we need to have some involvement to make sure that's recovering at a healthy clip. And later on we'll be talking more about some of those recovery efforts. Looking at some of the success criteria here, the focus obviously is on the Pacific salmon, and the best way to see how they're doing in the overall measure of their health is to look at their stock numbers. Throughout the 1990s, salmon stock in this specific section of the Pacific Northwest was showcasing averages of around 8,000, fluctuating in that, 10,000, fluctuating around that number count pretty much annually. And unfortunately, in the last 20 years, the single largest was 8,000, which is, is a 20% decrease. And there are many years well beneath that. So obviously, we'll be reviewing that. I would say the next major success criteria is launching a larger social media presence regarding this topic. And just kind of going along with that, the third point here is going to be the creation and operation of quarterly volunteer cleanup events. As I mentioned in previous topics, I really believe the success of the rehabilitation of this area is going to be on getting the public involved. And the best way to do that is to give them opportunities to have structured, successful ventures into this area. And it's not always going to just be cleanup efforts. While those are valuable, it's tough to kind of play that old song over and over again. And so I think one of the parts of being successful here is coming up with creative opportunities beyond just cleanups. And so I've just posted a quick picture here. This is just an example of a rain garden that has been found kind of more commonly throughout the Pacific Northwest as an area of water filtration, but also kind of a fun thing. It can be beautification efforts and just gets people more involved than just doing trash pickup. So these three things are going to be some of the things we'll be focusing on in terms of making sure that we are meeting the needs of the people, meeting the needs of the Pacific salmon, and identifying some successes along the way. And here we've got some sources, played off some ones that I had in the previous presentations, and here's just a few more specifically from this round. So thanks so much. We're building this thing, we're getting closer, and I appreciate you all sticking along for the ride. Thanks so much, and see you soon.